Hello, I'm Dr. Benita Rattan. I'm a doctor but also a cosmetic formulator specifically for skin of color. So today's video is, do I recommend collagen supplements over retinol? Which one is better? So they both boost collagen, and I'm going to go into the clinical studies of both of them in this video. I'm also going to go through how they both work, how they differ, what the side effects are, and who should be using what. I'm also going to go through which ones I recommend. As you know, none of my videos have ever been sponsored. They will never be sponsored. So everything is based on clinical evidence. And then I'm going to tell you my specific product recommendations. So if that sounds good to you, give me a thumbs up. You know, I am in the comment section for 1 hour at the launch of every single one of my videos. So when you subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know to come here to ask me questions. If you want to ask me more skincare questions, you can follow me on Instagram. I've got 2 accounts, Dr. Benita Rattan, where it's more personal vlogging, and Skincare by Dr. V, where I talk specifically about skincare. I've also on TikTok, which is Dr. Benita Rattan, and we have a private Facebook group. So if you have more intimate questions that you want to ask and you want to upload photos, that's the place to come and join us. So that's called Dr. V Sock Family. It's a wonderful safe space to talk about your skincare issues, and it's likely that other people will have the same issue. If you are, however, a major skincare enthusiast, do get your copy of Skin Revolution. It's a book that I wrote and HarperCollins published, and it's specifically for skin of color. And we talk about everything from all the different skin conditions, what you can do, product recommendations as well. So make sure you get your hands on a copy, and you can get it from Waterstones. So first of all, let's talk about collagen mechanism of action. So when I'm talking about collagen supplements, we're talking about ingested collagen. So we're not creams. Collagen creams are different. They are topical, they don't penetrate into the dermis, which means that they don't get into the bloodstream, and so it doesn't stimulate collagen. So those collagen creams are more of a marketing gimmick. They're great moisturizers, they're great humectants, they draw water into that top layer of skin, which is why you see an immediate benefit with them, but they don't stimulate collagen. So it's important that we differentiate the two. So in this video, I'm talking specifically about collagen that you ingest. So for example, I drink my collagen every day, and usually it comes either as a gel where you can just suck it out of the pack, or it comes as a drink, in which case you're looking for 8 to 10 grams of marine collagen ideally, or tablets. Tablets I'm not a fan of, because think about protein powder in a tablet. You're maximum going to get 1 gram in there, and when you need 8 to 10 grams, it means that you need 8 to 10 tablets a day, which is just, I don't know about you, but I don't have time for that. So that's why I'm not a fan of tablets. 1 tablet a day really isn't going to cut it, because clinical studies have been done in that 8 to 8+ gram category. What's actually happening when you drink collagen? So what happens is it's broken down in the gut into peptides. Those peptides then stimulate your fibroblasts, the cells that produce collagen, to produce more collagen. This results in increased density of collagen and increased diameter of collagen fibrils. It also reduces metalloproteinases. This is the main enzyme that breaks down your collagen. So you're actually getting a dual benefit when you consume collagen. Now moving on to retinol. What's the mechanism of action there? So retinol also stimulates your fibroblasts to produce more collagen. But what it does is it allows collagen to become organized. And so this is why the dermis becomes smooth and flat. And so it's actually great for scarring. It also has an additional benefit. It helps thicken the epidermis, the top layer of skin, by encouraging proliferation of keratinocytes. In addition, there's also increased vascularity, meaning more blood flowing to the dermis, which is why you actually get longer term results when you're on retinol compared to collagen. Collagen lasts for as long as you take it. Retinol, you get a little bit of an extension even after you stop. Let's move on to what additional benefits these two products give. So with retinol, it can also improve acne because it stops skin cells from being so sticky and so prevents clogging of pores, and also helps reduce hyperpigmentation. So those are two additional benefits from retinol. When it comes to collagen, the additional benefits are that it helps grow hair. So you get improved hair growth, thicker hair. It helps with your nails as well. So collagen is the most abundant protein in the body, and we lose 1% every year from 21 years old onwards. So what you'll find is less elasticity of skin, your hair starts to thin and fall out, especially if you decide to have children. After children it happens, and then drastically after menopause. And so everything suffers, hair, skin and nails, for that reason. So collagen helps other areas of the body, but where you apply the retinol is where you get additional benefits. Now let's move on to clinical studies. So I'm going to look at two major studies. One was a 52 week, so it's a 1 year, double-blinded trial on 62 candidates. Using 0.1% retinol, and the results showed that the retinol group had improved crow's feet, so that's the lines around the eyes, by 44%, and hyperpigmentation had reduced in 84% of the group. And there was also improved signs of photoaging. So photoaging is when sun hits the skin and leads to wrinkling and hyperpigmentation. So improving those signs helps give you a more youthful appearance. So retinol clearly works, and I like the fact that it was at 0.1%. So this is the reason I only use 0.1% in our antioxidant power serum, is because retinol can be very irritating to the skin, but at less than 0.5%, especially if it's encapsulated, you don't have that same irritation levels. Plus it's effective, so that's important for skin of colors, to make sure that we don't irritate the skin too much, because it can lead to more hyperpigmentation, but you still need maximum efficacy. So it's always walking that fine line, to be honest, when it comes to skin of color, because more is definitely not better. Moving on to collagen clinical studies. So this was a meta-analysis. So this means multiple different peer-reviewed experiments have been put together in a meta-analysis, which means you tend to delete the outliers. You tend to have more reliable, repeatable results, which really is the gold standard we look for when it comes to any science experiments. So this meta-analysis looked at double-blinded trials evaluated on oral collagen in 19 studies, in 19 separate studies, with a aggregate group of 1,125 participants, and it showed collagen improved skin hydration levels, elasticity, and wrinkles compared to the placebo. So the placebo group are the group that basically consume another powder which doesn't have collagen in it. Just in case there are any biases that you think you've consumed something so it must work, it helps eliminate that. So both show that they stimulate collagen, which is the aim of this video, but not both are suitable for everybody. And I'm going to tell you now how I would do it, and which products I specifically recommend, because there's so much on the market that doesn't work and that is pure marketing, and very, very convincing with beautiful photos, and get lots of influencers talking about certain products, but doesn't mean that they work. So we're going to now go through the actual ingredients in the products and which ones I think are worth your money and which ones to sidestep. So collagen comes from animals. Whenever you see vegetarian collagen, it's not collagen. Collagen has to come from animals. So either you get bovine or you get marine collagen. Now marine collagen comes from fish. So if you eat halal food, then go for marine collagen. I always go for marine collagen because it has a higher bioavailability, which means that it tends to be absorbed better into our system. It's much closer to our collagen. And so it's just distributed further. Having said that, it is more expensive, and so you do need to take that into consideration. Who shouldn't take collagen? So first of all, obviously don't take collagen if you're vegetarian and you're a strict vegetarian, then no. Also, if you have irritable bowel syndrome, so the reason is it can lead to bloating, it can make you feel heavy, it can sometimes lead to heartburn or make you feel sick because it's protein. Protein is heavy on the system. And so what I would say is you know, taking protein for anybody on an empty stomach can make you feel bloated and a bit sickly. So what I would say is have it after a meal. So for me, I tend to have it after lunch or after dinner. If I have it after dinner, it's actually the best time because it fills you up, it's protein. And so all night I'm full, and then I do intermittent fasting. So say I've finished eating by about 7, 8 o'clock, then I open my fast at about 1 o'clock the next day, and I'm not hungry because I've had, you know, protein as the last thing at night. The other time I tend to have it is if I'm in the gym. So if I've had lunch and then I go to the gym, then my water bottle will have my protein collagen in it. Whichever protein powder you decide to have, it's a good time to have it in the gym because it helps reduce any pain and inflammation of your joints and muscles the next day. On to retinol. Who should not be wearing retinol? If you have a damaged skin barrier, if it's very dry or very sensitive, you should not be wearing retinol because retinol is an alcohol and it's irritating. I would prefer, actually, to be honest, for everybody, I would prefer retinaldehyde because it works 11 times faster than retinol. So it's only one step removed from retinoic acid, and retinoic acid is the ingredient that's actually used in the skin cell. So the way it's converted is retinol converts to retinaldehyde, which converts to retinoic acid. So if you just use retinaldehyde from the first place, you don't have to make that conversion and you have higher availability of retinaldehyde. So for me, this is again the reason why I use 0.1% retinaldehyde as well in this product, is because I actually prefer it. It's just that everybody knows the word retinol. It's become so famous, and it's in, you know, you can't go to a skincare counter without seeing retinol somewhere. But actually retinaldehyde, which is more expensive than retinol, is far more effective with no irritation, which is why it's my favorite for skin of color. Right, so moving on to what I recommend. So I love 0.1% retinol to 0.5% retinol if it's encapsulated. Encapsulated is always going to be my favorite because you have much better penetration. So think of it as being coated in a fat layer, but your skin is a waxy layer. So fat penetrates into fat much more easily than water penetrates into fat. So anything that's encapsulated has better penetration into the dermis. If you really want to splash out, then I would recommend retinaldehyde. 0.1% works 11 times faster than 0.1% retinol. So that's why it's my favorite. But if you can go for both, it's even better. Now, for me, I would also take the collagen drink. The reason is that if I had to choose between retinol versus collagen, I get achy joints. I'm almost 40 years old, and so for me, my joints, and I love running, my joints can ache. And so taking collagen helps other parts of my body. Also, hair loss for me is more of a concern with age. It's scary to think I'm coming up to premenopausal age, probably in my 40s, probably the next 4 or 5 years. And so drinking collagen is more important for me. However, if you have localized wrinkles that you're concerned about, you're only, for example, concerned about crow's feet, then I would just opt for the retinol and just pop it exactly where it's where you're concerned about. But if you are concerned holistically, like I am, about everything from hair, skin, nails, and joints, then I would drink the collagen. On to product recommendations. So if you're a beginner with retinol, I would start with Paula's Choice Resist Anti-Aging Repair Moisturizer. It's 0.01% retinol, so very low percentage. Or the second one I like is the Ordinary 0.2% retinol, which is non-irritating as well. So they're both really good first products to start with. If, however, you are intermediate to advanced, then I like the Paula's Choice 0.3% retinol, or you can use our doctorv Power Antioxidant Serum. And with this, as you know, has 0.1% retinol plus 0.1% retinaldehyde and is non-irritating because I've encapsulated the retinol. That's important for you to remember is that retinol is an antioxidant, which means it must be used in combination. So look for not just a retinol serum, it should really have other antioxidants to keep it stable. Also, your retinol must be in an airless pump. So you want it to look something like this. so that no oxygen can get to the retinol, because as soon as oxygen is around your retinol, it has now become oxidized and is ineffective. So those are just a couple of other things I want you to have a look at. This particular one comes out as a gel, so it's a very light formula that I basically use every night, and I pop on my Cerapep moisturizer on top to lock in hydration. But also ceramides are important for skin of color. We have less than Caucasian skin, and also peptides are great for stimulating collagen too. For more about my products, you can visit skincarebydoctorv.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.